Good morning, everyone. I'm Julie Myers, and I'm going to be your host today. And I would just like to welcome Amy and Jesse for our music this morning. And after that, Mark will lead us in prayer.
Good morning, Unity Lakeshore.
Morning.
I hope you're having a happy Sunday. Let's get it started with our opening song, This Little Light of Mine.
If you're not already standing, better get up.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Everywhere you go,
Everywhere I go, you know that I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, yeah. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, you know I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
let it shine now.
This little light of mine, yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Woo. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Good morning. Happy to be back. I am Mark, and it's an honor to be of service to you this day. Welcome to all the live streamers who are joining us today. Let's do a big wave up high to them. Let's take a moment to center ourselves in prayer. Take a nice deep breath. Let that breath pull your full attention into the now moment where we know God is. The love of God, the power of God, the presence of God, the glorious colors of God that are infinite in expression. This is what we are, and this is the agreement that we meet in today, and this is the love from which we are blessed. I am certain that the Holy Spirit, the whole spirit of love within us, is also surrounding us, filling the room and extending beyond the walls, taking the love that we share out into humanity and continuing to expand it. I'm grateful to know this, that we are blessed and we are guided this day. And so it is. Amen. Thank you.
I would just like to take a minute to let you know that I had the pleasure of being at Holland of Pride yesterday. And what a joy it was. We gave out every bracelet that we had, every card that we had talking about who we are, and just seeing all the people that came up to the table, from the littlest kids that were so excited to get a bracelet, to parents, to teens, that were just really interested in thanking us for being there. And it was such an honor for me to just stand there and be who I want to be in the world, to be a light, and to be love, and to be joy, and to be kind, and, just be there for everyone. I mean, all means all. And we were able to see that yesterday. So, and I thank the people that were there with me, Roger and Sandy and Carrie and Jerry and Patrick. We had a great time. So, and we need to order more bracelets, both for allies and for those that are proud. So I stand here as a gay woman, very proud of who I am and for the opportunity to do that yesterday. So thank you. Thanks to Amy and Jesse for their music this morning. And just a little bit about Unity. We're a non-denominational spiritual community anchored in love and acceptance. If you're here with us for the first time, please know that whoever you are, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. And a special reach out to those that came to the table that decided to join us online this morning. We really welcome you and hope you find something that speaks to your heart. So at this time, I've asked one of our visiting members from long ago, not that long ago, Holly, to light our Christ candle for us this morning. And you can read along with me. The statement is on the screen. We light the Christ candle, remembering the Christ in us. Thanks, Holly. And please join me in speaking our vision statement. You'll see it on this slide. Every life, a spiritually transformed life. And now our affirmation of faith. There is only one presence and one power, as me and as the universe, God, the good, omnipotent. And please join us for our congregational song. We welcome Amy and Jesse back.
All good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart and my soul. Let me know all is good, holy, holy. All love, holy, holy. All love, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart and my soul. Let me know all is love, holy, holy. All peace, holy, holy. All peace, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart and my soul. Let me know all is peace, holy, holy. All one, holy, holy. All one, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart and my soul. Let me know all is one, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart and my soul. Let me know all is good, holy, holy.
And now I'd like to share our daily word, which is on kindness. I am love in action, sharing acts of kindness. It is my nature to be kind. Divine love is inherent within me, part of my spiritual identity. Opportunities abound to be kind, and I hold that intention today. Ideas will fill my mind, perhaps as a nudge to call a neighbor, send a note, extend a smile, or give a compliment. Practicing kindness includes sharing my gifts and talents in ways that allow me to express my individuality by giving of myself. Focusing on kindness, I am patient in all my dealings and resist easy judgments and prejudices. I am keenly aware that challenging situations can frustrate me. but I also welcome them as occasions to call upon my higher self as a loving and peaceful being. The more I practice kindness, the more easily it becomes the song of my heart and my way of life. Render true judgment, show kindness and mercy to one another, Zechariah 7:9. And now Mark will lead us in meditation.
All right. Join me if it's comfortable for you to sit up a little taller, imagining or actually feeling the spine lengthen. Lifting your chin up slightly so that the heart is open. And if it's comfortable for you, turning your hands up, open to receive. Breathing in and out of the nose. Taking nice, slow, deep breaths. Feeling the shoulders relax on the exhale. Inviting the mind to become quiet. And just focus on the breath. Allowing that focus to bring to you moments of silence. Don't seek for them. Don't try to make them come. Just breathe here and now. And the mind will become quiet. Release the thought, return to the breath. Allow your attention to move into your heart as we activate the healing power of forgiveness. Simply by saying within yourself, I ask that forgiveness set me and everyone free. I ask that forgiveness set me and everyone free. And imagine everyone coming into your heart, especially those you've been pushing out, those you've been judging, holding a story against. Let it all dissolve. For it is only in the oneness that you will ever know God. So as we surrender our attack thoughts, as we surrender our stories against ourselves and others, we now become available for that which is here, the miracles, the love, and the remembering that we are the I am presence. Take a nice deep breath as we begin to bring ourselves back into the room. No need to rush. Take your time. We'll welcome Amy and Jesse for our feature song. And just open your eyes gently whenever you're ready.
I was done, I was lost, I was asleep at the wheel, I was drifting off. My heart was failing, yeah, my heart was failing. In the dark, heard a song, it was the sweetest sound that I ever heard, and my heart went sailing, yeah, my heart went sailing. I'm waking up, I'm waking up. I can feel my heartbeat and the breath in my lungs, like a shock wave burning inside of my chest. I should have been gone, I could have been dead. I'm waking up, I'm waking up. I can feel my heartbeat and the breath in my lungs. I'm on fire, finally free. I am alive in the land of the living. Here I am, moving on. We're gonna let go of all that we never owned. Yeah, I found my healing. Yeah, I found my healing. I am me, I am loved. We're gonna march to the beat of a different drum. We're gonna run with the horses. We're gonna cross over Jordan. I'm waking up, I'm waking up. I can feel my heartbeat and the breath in my lungs, like a shock wave burning inside of my chest. I should have been gone, I could have been dead. I'm waking up, I'm waking up. I can feel my heartbeat and the breath in my lungs. I'm on fire, finally free. I am alive in the land of the living. Can you hear the music? Can you hear the sound? Love and all its beauties singing all around. Can you hear the music? Can you hear the sound? Love and all its beauties singing all around. I know you're singing all around. I'm waking up, I'm waking up. I can feel the heartbeat and the breath in my lungs, like a shock wave burning inside of my chest. I should have been gone, I could have been dead. I'm waking up, I'm waking up. I can feel my heartbeat and the breath in my lungs. I'm on fire, finally free. I am alive in the land of the living. Woo! Yeah.
A little bit of rock and roll for us today. Aren't they good? They're really, really wonderful. So a mother visits her son, Tommy, at his new apartment. She arrives to see that he has quite a handsome new roommate. Tommy, seeing his mother's curiosity, says to her mom, "I know what you're thinking, but Brad and I are just roommates." She nods. They eat, they hung out, and she went home. A week later, Brad says to Tommy, "This is so strange. Ever since your mother was here, I can't find our soup ladle." "Well, let me ask my mother." So Tommy sends his mother an email that says, "Dear Mom, I'm not saying you did take my soup ladle. I'm not saying you didn't take the soup ladle, but the fact remains, ever since you were here, the soup ladle is missing." Shortly, Tommy receives a response from his mother. "Dear Tommy, I'm not saying you are gay, and I'm not saying you're not. But the fact remains, had Brad been sleeping in his own bed, he would have found the soup ladle." As we bring the month of Pride to a close, I just wanted to focus on it for a moment because we hadn't done it yet, and to honor you, because you have been a wave of acceptance and love. Unity on the Lakeshore has been a high vibration that even for those who never walk through the door, feel something. Sure, the whole town has a vibration of acceptance in it, but this has a healing power to help people heal their relationship with God, to help people heal their relationship with Spirit. And that is something that works more than the human eye can see. Who you are is felt in the vibration of the oneness, especially you straight people, of which there are a few here. I mean this, your acceptance is important, and it may be nothing to you. You know, you may, oh, it's no thing. It's wonderful, it's fine, I don't care. But your I don't care has a profound healing because many, many LGBT people walk around contracted, afraid of judgment in every room that they're in. Well, not every room, but you know, if it's a new room, it's a new environment, the antennas go out. And so wherever there is the love and acceptance, it's healing. So honoring us all on that. When I was a little boy, unlike like most boys and girls, the discovery of this part of myself was extremely scary, and it went very much against the religion in which I was being raised. And I, like many, internalized that shame and internalized that there is something wrong with me. That is a very traumatic experience for a 7-year-old boy, to absorb the idea that I am unacceptable in God's eyes. A 7-year-old mind doesn't know what to do with that idea. It is a rejection and a excommunication at such a deep level that many of us, myself included, spend large chunks of our adult life unraveling that, having that healed, sometimes little bits at a time, with a hug from someone like you, with the look in the eyes that says you're okay. Sometimes big parts become unraveled. Some people, like myself and you, find our way back to God, but it's a new idea of God. It's not the broken one that we were taught that was judgmental and fearful. It's the living presence that we are, that is unconditionally accepting and could never hold anything against us. This is the God and the love that I discovered at Unity when I was around 13 or 14. Now, those were my teen years and I was still in the closet. And so I was halfway there, hearing messages of love, but still hiding. But then after college and moving to Unity in Chicago, as a young, out and proud gay man, then the Unity teachings really started to work. Then I was able to breathe them in as my own. And I really credit Unity for a redefining of God, a whole new definition of it. Now, when we hear, you're one with God, those are just words for a very long time, aren't they? It's like a good idea, it's the right idea, and yeah, there's all these other ideas and parts that are still activated. But just dripping that truth in over and over and over, the truth begins to pull to itself the parts that have other ideas, and slowly those other ideas begin to fade, and we begin to feel more and more and more whole. The process of coming home to yourself can feel exciting and very scary at times. Now, this message becomes for all of us now, because each one of us has, through our lifetimes, disowned aspects of ourselves, made agreements in relationships, in careers, with ourselves, that we're not in integrity with who we are. And every one of those agreements, at some point in time, must come to the light. And it must have its day where only the truth rises up and everything else dissolves. It's a coming out of the closet, coming out of the story that we've been living in, coming out of the lie that we've been living in, be it a story and a lie we're telling ourselves, or again, agreements that we're living in the world. When those come, when it's time for those to be dissolved, it can feel scary. We feel resistance. There's this, oh, I wish that this could stay. Even though it's not, be it alcohol, be it relationship, be it a thought, it's strange. Even though it has moved to its destructive aspect, it saves us, and then we have a time of pseudo comfort in the middle of it. But then as it's coming to a close, it begins to rot. It begins to smell. It begins to feel more and more uncomfortable. Even in those places, don't we find ourselves sometimes going, how can I hold on to this? Please don't let this change. We've all experienced that. And I think along the path for some of us, I'll speak for myself, as I go to deeper and deeper levels of awakening oneness with God, I hit those points. I was at a retreat in New York, a spiritual retreat, phenomenal retreat. It was a retreat for gay men. And it was a beautiful experience of creating brotherhood and doing spiritual practice. And really, really, it was profound meditations, like absolutely like mind-blowing meditations led by these two beautiful kind of shaman men, one from South Africa and one from London. And I was loving all of it, and I was bumping into stories that I was living in, that I was comfortable in, even though they weren't true. And it was fascinating to put myself into an environment where I was being a beginner, when I was having to look at myself through the lens of other people's ideas and points of view who I didn't know. We can get comfortable here. I can get comfortable. I'm the minister. This is my role. I know what we teach. I can tell you exactly what it is, and we can enjoy it together. And we become relaxed, which is a beautiful thing. But we never want that relaxed way of being to become the thing that blocks our next growth. This is why I always feel drawn. I mean, I am the guy who will go to Peru to try ayahuasca. I am the guy who will go to anywhere to try something that's going to stretch me and open me up to more. And it can feel scary when I do that. I found myself in this beginner place going, oh my gosh, this is hard. I forgot that sometimes spiritual practice and spiritual growth and the calling to the next expression of self has a moment in it that can feel like, what will I lose? Who will I be? These are the places that we have to keep moving toward. Listening to that voice when it rises up and says, come out, wherever you are, wherever you're hiding, whatever that story is, come out. That natural, beautiful part of you, because what happens to us, how I experience it, is if you've got a story of, let's pick maybe one you felt, I'm not good enough. Anybody? Entertain me. If you've got a story, I'm not good enough, that story, I'm not good enough, kind of holds a spark of your light in the center of the story. Kind of like a nut, like it's got a shell, and inside is the goodies inside the nut. Inside the shell of I'm not good enough is a piece of your light. And it makes you feel disconnected. It makes you feel separate because you have separated an aspect of yourself into a lie. And it's that light inside there that has to come home. Not the story. The story has to pop so that the light goes, and it always feels good and right on the other side. But cracking open the nut and letting that come out causes us to shift and shake and do kinds of crazy things, right? The Course in Miracles says, be not content with littleness. Be not content with littleness. Now that's an invitation worth contemplating. Where am I continuing to not shine my light? Where am I continuing to just let this be okay when stretching myself open a little more could give the opportunity to walk through? I don't know, it comes through my mind like I'm walking through I always walk through the grocery store. Walking through the grocery store and there's someone passing me who I don't even know, but because I'm in my expanded self, because I'm willing to let my light shine, because I'm willing to know myself as fabulous and wonderful, I look at someone else from that point of view and a blessing is shared. Something happens greater than you when you are allowing yourself to keep shaking off the littleness. Even if you don't know where you may be living in littleness. It's the willingness to even say, before I enter this room, let the bigness, the fullness, the full colors of my spirit, the peacock feathers of my spirit spread big and wide so that they can do their magnificent work. Especially at this stage of life, it is comfortable in the right and good ways to be with those we love, to our world to be comfortable and good around us, because it feels good. But we want to simultaneously remain courageous, interested. I know that one of the principles that is true, I'm taking a big jump here. One of the principles that is true is that there is nobody out there. There is no out there. The world happens in the mind. And the belief in duality and the continuing to touch things and make them real and think that there's a person out there, to think that that's out there, is what continues the suffering. That's a thought. And I've had wonderful awakening moments where I saw that and felt that in my being, and it's absolutely amazing. That's one of the things that happened this week gone by. One of the meditations, I went, and it was like I heard Spirit go, there's nothing out there, and the whole world went, and it just like, right into my mind. And I was like, holy shit. It's amazing. And I know this, but I was feeling it. I saw it. It was all in my mind, and there was nothing. That was amazing. Well, the next day, I'm thinking that's a great place to land. The next day, in a meditation, I want to tell you the whole thing. Inside of me, I'm seeing myself climb these stairs, and there's so many spiraling up. And I actually think it was the chakras or the kundalini or something in hindsight, but I'm wearing the shoes. I have this thought, oh man, that's a lot of stairs to walk. You know that one. And suddenly, it's like I turned into a ball of light, and I could bounce up the stairs. I was like, oh, that's better. It's like, but still, I can't bounce stair by stair. And then I could float. And then that was better. I was like, wow, but there's still so many stairs. And then I could I could shoot up them. It was amazing. Every time I had a thought that it needed to change, it shifted. And then the ball of light got right to the top. And I thought, now, what do I do? What is this? And that ball of light in the sky parted, and that ball of light shot into the sky, the universe, and it exploded into everything. Every star, every being, every blade of grass, everything. And it was all me. I literally saw me looking at me. That's all that, like when they say there's only one, it's true. It's true, there's only one. And then I had the thought, and I know you'll love this, my friend, oh, but there's no me. And as soon as I thought there's no me, but there was still awareness. There was awareness of it all. This is where language gets difficult, but it's you looking back at you in everything. That was a beautiful, beautiful experience. And a touching of something that isn't unique to me, it's every one of us. It's every one of us. And these are the principles. I really believe that Charles Fillmore, specifically, I choose him, was accessing this kind of knowing. And in that access point, the ability to know truth, to have wisdom, to allow, to download something like the metaphysical Bible dictionary, there has to be a mind that is so in the oneness that it has access to wisdom beyond wisdom. This is every one of us. And in order to have this, we all must come out of the stories of this world that we find ourselves trapped in. One of the most recent ones, and this is a commandment, thou shalt not ever complain about gas prices. Thou shalt not be seduced. I was visiting my parents yesterday, and they made mention of it. And I said, what were you saying in the 70s when you couldn't believe gas went over $1? What were you saying then? And my dad looked at me, and he got it. He was like, the same thing. I'm like, you survived that. You survived that. One of the ways to really become free is to watch for those. Where are you agreeing that something bad is happening? Because the moment, this is the impact. And this is why it's so important, although we giggle. If I complain about the price of gas, what I am agreeing to is a story that I am limited. Suddenly there's not enough. But it's never going to be about the gas, and I will always be the one that is affected. I will now experience there's not enough because I made an agreement that my God could not figure out how to give me enough resources to buy gas. Do you see how our God can shrink like that? Your God can handle the gas prices. Your God can handle inflation. Your God will always, 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 always show you a way in the world that is yours when we back it up to the truth of God that is supporting and sustaining you always. These are the places that we want to live in. These are the things we want to pay attention to. Come out of the mindsets that are so familiar we don't even realize we're trapping ourselves. We have to pay more attention. Because I think, and I know you guys, the subtle level where you are is just as impactful as the gross big ideas we used to entertain and believe. That's kind of crazy. Thank God, the big gross ideas are diminishing. But now you've been given the gift of the ability to listen to the quieter ones. Because a lie is still a lie, even if it's just whispering. So now we can hear the whispers, but we must bring them, even though it's a whisper, you must bring it forward to the light, knowing even that whisper is an agreement of separation. Even that whisper is my agreement to play small. And we just let it go, let it go, let it go. I want to read the whole piece. It says, from A Course in Miracles, be not content with littleness, but be sure you understand what littleness is and why you never could be content with it. Littleness is that example of the gas prices. Be not content with playing small as you're staring at a gas pump. And it's saying, pay attention to that. Be sure you understand what littleness is and why you will never be content there. You're never going to find contentment. You're only going to find agitation. You offer, littleness is the offering you give yourself. You offer this in place of magnitude, and you accept it. Everything in this world is little because it is a world made out of littleness, in the strange belief that littleness can content you. This world that you're creating, these relationships, this whole experience of life, it is made from littleness. And the fuel for littleness is fear. And the fuel for littleness is the belief that I'm separate. That's all. That's all. When you strive for anything in this world in the belief that it will bring you peace, you are belittling yourself and blinding yourself to glory. When we strive for contentment, for fulfillment, for trying to find peace in the world, and then having big arguments why it's not there, you are fighting for your littleness. You are making your light become smaller and smaller and smaller. So this is what we pay attention to, because what we want and what we are is that glory. And doesn't that take courage? Doesn't it take, at least in the beginning, it takes, we think it takes courage to be glory. Let me be very clear. It doesn't take courage to be glory. It doesn't take effort to be your glory. But sometimes it takes courage to move from the belief of littleness to the remembering of glory. That's all. That's what I'm talking about, the courage. Because that's the place where the mind, the ego will say, are you sure? You're going to lose something here. People aren't going to like you. Who do you think you are? It's going to pull out every thing you've been told as a child. It's going to use that. It's going to be like throwing them at you. And it's not always in words. It's not conscious. Sometimes it's just feeling tone contraction. That's what's living inside of it. But that's the place where you get to go, I want the glory because I am the glory. I am that. I am that. Back to that meditation. I've had a beautiful kind of love affair, friendship with Jesus since I was in India in about 2010. And he came to mind in this meditation. And I looked in his eyes, and it was me. And I heard, there is no Jesus. That was not easy. That wasn't easy. But what it really was, like a merging of, again, one. There's one. It was just such a mystical experience that I share. And I share it to bring it, to remember it for myself. I share it for you to know that this is all of us, because I love you and I'm here for you, and what I do for me is for all of us. And I share because hopefully you might walk out in your world and see someone, and a little part of your mind will go, that's me. And that's me. And that's me. And that's the way to practice. That's how I started. And then you feel that's me. And then you begin to see that's me. And then you begin to love that's me. To love that's me will move you forward in the most amazing ways. So take a breath. I always have something else planned to say, and then something else happens. One of these days I'm going to stop preparing. Let's move into some prayer, shall we? Within, I allow myself to lift my focus up and my attention to the light that flows to and through me, the universal light that is, was, and always will be. And I say, I am that. I am that not just as words. I am that not just as a good idea. I am that. And as this is true for me, this is true for each one of us. We meet in the agreement of our divinity, of our oneness, literally one. There is no other. Only God, only God, only God, only God. Breathe in. And in this moment, and in this felt experience of oneness, I speak this truth for each one of us here. A willingness and a readiness to come out of hiding wherever we may be. Known or unknown, conscious or unconscious. I ask that this prayer be the impetus and the support to help us to remember how beautiful, how glorious, how joyful, how one with God we are. And that nothing of this world is greater than this. Holy Spirit, help us to come out of every single way we have heretofore attached ourselves to things of this world by definition. Holy Spirit, help us to see the world not as real, not as something that is outside, but as the thoughts within us, and lift up every single thought that is less than holy. Pull us out of all the stories, all the lies, and help us to live, move, and have our being in this oneness. And in this intention, I say, use me, use us. Use our hearts, use our hands, use our voice, use our smile, use all that we are in service to the expansion of the glory of God that I am, that we are, that is, was, and always will be. Take a breath. I'm grateful for the fulfillment of this prayer. And in gratitude, I release it now into the action of the law that only says yes. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Oh. That happens sometimes. I open my eyes from prayer. I'm like, oh, hi. All right. Thank you so much. Now is our opportunity to share your gifts. As you take your gift and blessing that you're bringing forward, I invite the ushers to come forward. As together we say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am thankful. So thank you so much for your contributions. We want to invite back up Julie, who will share with you other ways that you can contribute.
We have an option to give through text. Send the word GIVE to 616-236-5205. If it's your first time giving this way, you'll receive a link with instructions. If you've given before through text, then you can simply text a dollar amount to this number. You can also give online through unityonthelakeshore.org/donations. For those watching online, the link is in the chat. You can also mail in a check to Unity on the Lakeshore, P.O. Box 848, Douglas, Michigan, 49406. Mark, thank you for that message. That was just, that was really spoke to me. And I feel really led to share something with you along those lines. I too grew up in the church, and I knew there was something there that I really wanted, but I didn't find it. And I dated the quarterback in high school. I knew there was something a little different about me, trying to find myself, and accept myself. And I went to probably every church that was out there, just trying to find that something that I was really looking for. And until I started listening to Marianne Williamson years and years ago, and I thought, I want what she has. That's what I'm looking for. And then I found Unity, and I was able to really, it's like, that's it. That's what I believe. That it's inside of me, and gave me the willingness to be who I am, to stand here and be proud of who I am, to remember who I am. And I am love, and I am light, and I am a child of God, and I am grateful. So I'm so thankful for Unity. I'm so thankful for Mark, because he speaks the truth. And we are blessed to have him here. And now we have another song by Amy and Jesse. Well, I can certainly say grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. So if you're in need of support, we're here for you. You can call the office at 269-857-8226. And there's also Silent Unity, who's there 24/7 at 816-969-2000. And if it's the middle of the night and you need somebody to talk to, they are there. Wednesday evening is prayer and meditation at 7 Eastern Standard Time. This is a new time for the summer. It's held on Zoom, and the Zoom link is in the website. Like us on our Facebook page, and join us Sunday, July 10th, after the service, as we will be having a community potluck. Please bring a dish to share. You won't want to miss this. Patrick Ziegler is facilitating the Artist's Way again. This takes place virtually and begins this Wednesday from 7 to 10. There is still time to sign up. There's a link to learn more on our website and in the chat online. Sign up for a transformational experience. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, please do so. This way you can share about all the great things happening here. You can find us at facebook.com/Unity Lakeshore. Are there any people here for the first time this morning? Looks like everybody's been here before, so welcome back. Are there any announcements from the community? Okay, Barb Corcoran is continuing a book study on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. right here at Unity. The book is Journey of Souls, and is a travel log by people who share their experiences around what happens between lives on earth. And now it's time for our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Please feel free to stand or sit. Thanks for being here.
We are so overjoyed to have been here with you on this beautiful Sunday, Unity on the Lakeshore. Thank you so much. Please join with us in our closing song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yay! Thank you.